Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's budget check-in video. Today we are checking in with our paycheck budget that goes through the 8th of March to the 21st of March. So honestly, not a lot has gone on in this past week. The majority of our bills are going to be due later in the pay period, but we did have one come out, which was our 4 Sigma. It's our coffee little subscription that we have. So it was less than what I anticipated for $4.67 under. That is great. And then as I mentioned, none of the other bills have really come out yet. I did set aside, we're working on getting our accounts sort of cleaned up, and I did create sort of like a paycheck parking spot, or not paycheck, but like a mortgage payment parking spot, just an account I can transfer the mortgage payment, like the partial amount that we put aside for each pay period, just to kind of have it out of our like main checking account, and it just makes it a lot less confusing that way. So that came out, and then for Sigma, and then down here we haven't paid for gas yet. All the cash envelopes we stuffed last week, as you saw, and then I did transfer money over to Andrew and I's Chime accounts that we use for our personal spending. So that is pretty much all that has gone on as far as transactions for bills and things like that. Now for cash envelopes, we're kind of in a tough spot, I'm not gonna lie. So we had our big block party this past weekend, and we ended up buying like pizza for everybody, and we bought popsicles and just all sorts of different things, and we blew through the grocery money. We did a grocery trip 2 days ago, and we have 0 grocery money, you guys, and we don't stuff our envelopes again until like a week from today. So I believe we have enough to get us through the week, but if we don't, I am not against borrowing from other envelopes if we have to. Obviously, like if we don't need anything for household, we'll take money from household, which right now we have $40 in there. So we can take some from there if we need to. And then we do have some entertainment cash still, because we did take like the pizza and stuff out of groceries, which in hindsight probably actually that doesn't really make sense, but we have $60 for entertainment. In fact, I feel like we probably should just put this in groceries. In fact, I think I'm gonna do that, because the only thing we would need entertainment money for is eating at church, and I don't think we're going to this weekend as far as I know. I do have money on my Chime account, so if anything, I could use my Chime money. Andrew could use his Chime money if we want to pay for dinner that way at church, because it's usually, to feed the 4 of us at church, it's like 20 bucks, $20 to $25, which is really, really nice. So I think I'm gonna actually take what was in entertainment and put this in groceries, and that way we have a little bit just for like when we run out of bananas, because I know we will, and if we run out of milk or just any of the essentials. We have plenty of meat on hand. Really, this would just be for produce, I believe. So we now have $60 in groceries, and we have nothing in entertainment, because like I said, we're probably not going to do anything for the next week and a half anyways, and if we do decide to do something, we could use our Chime money for that. I do like to keep money in household if we can, because I don't know if this is just me, but sometimes I feel like with household we either need nothing or we need to stock up on a whole bunch of things. So it's really nice to have this sort of build up, even like a sinking fund. So even though we don't need anything, it'd be nice to just kind of let this build up in case we need to get a bunch of stuff, we run out a bunch of stuff in the future. So that's household. Piano is empty. We will stuff that next pay period for piano lessons for April. And then for Mando and Cara, we have $20, $40, $60, $80, $105. So still looking good there. We just let that build up as well for like vet visits and different things like that. But We're good on food, we're good on treats, dental chews, bones, like they have everything and then some that they could need. So our dogs are just a little bit spoiled. And then for babysitting, we have $20 in here, but we took out the 210s to make change. And then yeah, so hopefully tomorrow night, we did find a new babysitter. She'll be able to make change and give us $10 back, and then we should be good to go for that. Yeah, because that'll pay for tomorrow's babysitting and then the following Thursday's babysitting. But we'll need to have change. Normally we take out 10s for this because it's $10 each time. So that's what cash envelopes are looking like, and bills and stuff. So as I mentioned, not a lot going on. Well, with cash envelopes, actually, there was a lot because we're down to $0 for groceries. Well, now 60, but you know what I mean. So, but that should be good. I think we'll be totally fine for this next week with that amount. And then we'll just kind of see what happens this next week with bills. Pretty much all this comes in as exactly as planned, so I'm not really worried about that. Payroll, that was good. I did get an update on our tax return, and we are filing an extension. So I was previously, before we transitioned to an S Corp for the business, I previously had an LLC, and I used EveryDollar, which is a Dave Ramsey like product app, to track transactions primarily. And then I also did have QuickBooks, but I don't know what I was thinking, you guys, like, okay, so I had QuickBooks Self-Employed, and then I also had EveryDollar, and I would like kind of track them in both, and it's just a mess. Like my accountant needed more like the actual transactions and like that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a mess, like having to double check things, and it's all fine. Like I know I tracked things really well, but it's just confusing to him. So I had to like export all these different reports for him and stuff. So he is filing an extension, I think. The last time I talked to him, he's super busy right now. So I think we're filing an extension. So our tax return won't be hitting our account for quite some time. Possibly not until the end of the year, honestly, is what it sounds like. So we'll see what happens with that, but we're still expecting a return. It's just he wants to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and all that kind of stuff, which I personally appreciate, but I do realize it takes time to go through all of that. It's an entire year's worth of transactions. I sent him over like the whole transaction log for my business accounts, and then that was the other confusing thing. We switched business accounts. Like I was using Capital One before, and then I decided to use Chase, and it just all became a thing. Like I wanted to start fresh when we started the S Corp, so that's why I kind of switched things over, and it's just, yeah, it's just a little confusing. So that is what's going on with that. And then I should probably update my pay period calendar here with transactions. Water and trash did come out. I saw that come out today. So we just had money set aside from last pay period to pay that. That's why that's in red, and 4 Sigma is in green. And 4 Sigma was $59.78. So $59.78. Erase that. And $59.78. And today is Wednesday, so we should have some bills coming out, like I said, towards the later part of the pay period. But that's what finances are looking like for us. I know we're gonna be really striving to build up our buffer in our account, really trying to pause any spending. We did splurge quite a bit for the block party, but it was so much fun. It was so worth it. It was so much fun. So yeah, anyways, that's all I have for you today. That's all that's going on budget-wise over here. So I hope that March is going well for you guys, and that you're getting closer and closer to accomplishing your goals. And then if you have any setbacks, don't worry, just keep keep your eyes forward and keep on marching along. You know, these journeys are full of hiccups and surprises, and things don't go as planned. Thus is life, you know, but you have to just stay positive. Andrew and I were kind of like excited, well, very excited for our tax return, but we want to make sure we're doing it right. And I feel a lot more confident going into next year's tax season because Nick, our accountant, is actually running like my QuickBooks with me. It's not even QuickBooks self-employed. It's like this more official one that he has access to, and he can categorize transactions, and we're able to meet quarterly and kind of check on the health of the business that way. It's much more involved. I am good with numbers. I enjoy budgeting. I enjoy finances, but I do not have an accounting background. And previously, like, I've gone to professionals in the past, but I feel like our tax situation got a little bit more complicated with the S Corp thing. And then I've done like TurboTax in the back in the day, and that's the experience that I have. So we wanted to make sure things are categorized correctly, that we have all the like, you know, paperwork we need, that the transactions for the business accounts match up to everything. So it's all a big deal, but I'm glad we're doing that, and we're taking our time with it and everything. And Andrew and I will just keep trudging forth, and we will continue to, you know, save up as much as we possibly can. So that is what is going on. Oh, and job search for Andrew too. This is all kind of budgeting related, so I figured I'd provide updates. So Andrew is still on the hunt for a job. He received an update from Costco that they are probably going to not hire now until April. It's getting pushed back a little bit. He talked to one of the managers when he was there the other day, and so that is going to get delayed. He passed his background check for Instacart, which took forever, by the way, and his background is fine. It just took a long time. So that's done, and then he's probably going to go test out the waters with that later this week, maybe weekend. I'm kind of needing him here because honestly I have a lot of work I have to get done. So yeah, and then we talked about him possibly going to serve at a restaurant, because we're trying to keep in mind hours as well. So we're really trying to have him do something that's more like, you know, not midday, like something at night or something like earlier in the day. So we were thinking there's a really nice restaurant near us that we really enjoy, and it's kind of a higher end place. And so we talked about him maybe going to see if they have some openings for wait staff. And then he did apply, like not, well, apply. He's on the list for the Postal Service. I think they do things a little differently. They have you create a profile, and then they reach out to you when there's job openings, is kind of what it sounds like to me. But I encouraged him. I said, you know, you should maybe just go to the post office and see if there's someone you can talk to there and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know, that seems weird to me. So that's a possibility, but there's a lot of things that we might do. I'm hoping we pick something very soon and just go for it. But Andrew's very open to all the opportunities. He is excited to get back into work. I think we're just trying to really figure out what's going to work best for us, like schedule wise, because we don't want to, we're going to have to sacrifice a bit, you know, like he's not going to be able to hang out with us each night. I'm probably going to have to do bedtime alone, or, you know, we won't be all together having breakfast in the morning or going for our morning walks together. There's going to be sacrifices that are made, but we're really trying to make it to where I can stick with my current work hours and it's not going to impact homeschool too much and all that kind of stuff, because I still need to be able to work too. So that's the whole like thing is, you know, so it's all in flux, but I trust and have faith that it is going to work out the way it is meant to work out. I know that much. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to pray and hope for the best and just be open to whatever opportunities arise and all that kind of stuff. But that's where we are with the whole job search. So hopefully before the summer he's got something going on, but I will keep you guys updated there. I know it will be really nice to have an additional source of income coming in. It'll just make me feel a lot more at ease and stuff, and like getting some pressure taken off of me so I can like not stress. I've been over here kind of stressing a lot over trying to balance like the business and homeschooling and all of that kind of stuff, and just really trying to like set boundaries, stick to them, have my priorities and all of that. But we have to pay bills, we have to get groceries, we have to like, you know, pay off debt and all that kind of stuff. So it's all a thing. And right now I feel like the weight of it is on my shoulders, so it'll be nice to just kind of get some of that taken off, you know? So like I said, it'll work out the way it's meant to, but yeah. That's all I have for you guys today as far as updates with finances and stuff. Still working on our buffer, so once that is complete, I will let you guys know. But that's what we're doing for now. We're just kind of letting money stack up until we are feeling ready to start hurling extra money to the car, which will hopefully be pretty soon, but I'm guessing it'll be like May, June when we start really working on that. That's my current prediction. So, oh, and before I go, we do have some big expenses coming up. We have to replace our tires on our van, so that's coming up. And then we also, Andrew needs to get some dental work done. He has really bad recession, like, or receding gums. So he has to get some dental work done on that, which is not anything new. He's had that in the past. So, so those are going to be big expenses. I think the dental work was like upwards of $600, and then the new tires, the quote we received was $900, but we might shop around, I don't know. We were thinking about like trying out Costco tires and see how they are. So yeah, so we have some big expenses with that as well that we're gonna need to kind of keep in mind and probably use some of that savings for. So I'm guessing we'll start really working on the car in the summer sometime, maybe like even July, August. We just wanna make sure we have enough set aside in savings before we start, you know, putting all of that to the car. So but yeah, anyways, that is all I have. You guys will see a digital plan with me tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today. So I hope you enjoyed all the updates. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.